Next up on crude, 10.05 now. Now this is a great example here, guys. 10.05 and 10.10 of back-to-back winners. Now we had a bunch of members today that took this back-to-back situation here, and so big congratulations to you guys here, because this is a great setup here. Short-term trend was coming down. Now at this time, guys, at 10 o'clock, we had just gotten through our 10 o'clock news. We had nat gas at 10:30. What was it? Pending home sales at 10 o'clock. So we had just gotten through 10 o'clock news. We were starting to see things speed up a little bit here. The first trade, though, came down, break below this swing low, and you can see it just gets very choppy here. Now we had to kind of make a decision here, make a tough decision here as the price was moving around. The price action, once we got into this trade here at 10.05 on the crude, got filled to 80.30. Now once we broke below this swing low, right, that's what got us into the trade. But what happened is, if you follow me down here, right, momentum quickly there and shifted and pointed back up. So momentum shifts and points back up. We have to make a split-second decision. Do I stay on this trade or do I cut it? I chose to cut it because we really weren't seeing, we hadn't seen this quick price action yet today. This was right about when we first started seeing some speed in the tape here. We hadn't really seen anything yet, though, so of course that's why we were playing a little more cautiously today. Now with momentum curling against me, I went stop to entry, but I got clipped here. Didn't get it done fast enough. Minus one tick on two of the contracts, so we lost 2 ticks or $20 on the breaker short. Now once the breaker short, as you can see, after we got out of that trade, took a little bit of loss there, it then dropped to the downside here. So unfortunately, we have to make decisions with what we have available at the time. We did so, and of course sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, but the bottom line is we're always protecting our capital. Now we come down, we test the low of day here, right, 80.05. What are we always looking at the low of day? I'm looking for that bounce off the low of day here. Now you'll notice, guys, we had the swing high here at 80.18, right, 80.19, and we had to get above the trigger line, right? That's the most important thing. Had to get above the trigger line. We got above the trigger line there for the two-step pattern long at 10.10. 80.21 was the fill. We got our +4 target filled. Stop gets moved up to entry +1. We got taken on entry +1 for 10 ticks or 100 USD. All right, guys. So nice back-to-back trades there, guys. Lost a little bit of money in the first one. Made some money back on the second one, obviously, but the key here is, guys, what are we always looking for at the low of day? That two-step pattern long. All right, let's keep moving. Last up, guys, last trade of the morning here was on gold. Now, what I want to show you guys is I have the dollar index on the left, there's the DX, and there's the GC on the right. Okay, now, we talked about using the dollar earlier on in this video. Now, here's a great example of it. At 11 o'clock, we saw the dollar here sitting on support, right? My trigger line, so my slower time frame. It's resting right there on support. Now, support on the dollar, okay, would be resistance on the crude or the gold, the euro, whatever it is. Now, what happened, though, was that we broke that support. So we were sitting on support, and all of a sudden, what do we see? We see price break through it. We see lots of sellers hit the tape on the dollar. And when we see price break support, there's a good chance we're going to see price break resistance over here on the crude. And that's exactly what happened here. Now, we were looking for the initial entry here, guys, right above the 30.2, but we didn't end up getting it until we saw that break below support here, and it got us in a little bit below this swing low. Now, it's kind of an out-of-the-box pattern here because of that dollar correlation. But the bottom line is we're waiting to see that big flood of sellers in the dollar break that support of the dollar, and then we can look to the opposite direction here on crude, and we did just that. It was a breaker pattern, of course. Of course, on the gold here, 11.03, 11.30 half was the fill. So you can see we got a little bit below that swing low here. We didn't need to even wait for it because once we started to see those big buyers jump in, we knew because the dollar had broken support, we were now going to be breaking resistance. So we took our +4, +2 at 30 half, and we took out our 12 ticks there. 2 off at 4, 2 off at 2, and you've got yourself your $120. So to finish up the morning on gold, we use the dollar correlation. Dollar breaks support. We expect the gold to break resistance, and that's exactly what happened. Let's keep moving here. Now, I wanted to also show you here, guys, what happened at the rest of the day. Now, we finished up trading about 11.05, but we still kept watching for more patterns, and here's what we ended up seeing. You'll notice I have my slower time frame, both these the dollar, right? I got my slower time frame on the left and my fast time frame here on the right. All right. Now, on the slow time frame, we had marked up a double top here, this blue line. So we're trading at extremes on the slower time frame. Then meanwhile, over here on the right, on the fast time frame, you'll notice we've got the previous high of day and the current high of day. So we've got two highs here, right? Previous high of day, current high of day. On the slow time frame, double tops, right? These are weekly double tops on the slower time frame. So we've got major resistance in the slow time frame, major resistance on the fast time frame, and guys, what a great example. Overhead resistance. What did we do today? We did a great job because the last 15, 20 minutes of the morning, guys, we skipped a couple very marginal short trades. And as you can imagine, we were watching conservatively because overhead resistance on the dollar, support below on everything else. So a great example here, guys, on the dollar index, using those multiple time frames, looking for those major overhead resistance on the slow time frame as well as on the fast time frame. When we see them line up like that, guys, we know we got to be careful to the short side on other markets. All right, let's prep for tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, March 5th. Guys, big news number tomorrow, guys, 8:30 non-farm payrolls. That includes employment rate, hourly earnings. This is a huge event, guys. Make sure you're here tomorrow for 8:30 Eastern Time. You're not going to want to miss that. And don't forget, tomorrow's a Friday, so things will probably tend to end up a little bit earlier. Right, guys? I know we don't like waking up early. I'm on the west coast of the U.S., but come in tomorrow morning, guys. 8:30 for the non-farm payrolls, and it's a Friday, so we'll probably be finishing up a little bit early there. Things will start to slow down around 11 o'clock on Fridays. So make sure get in early. We'll get our money out of the non-farm payroll, and we'll take it to the bank for the weekend. Let's recap. Trade Room opens up tomorrow morning, 7:45 Eastern Time. Guys, come out and join us. We do webinars on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We had a great webinar today, actually. We talked about one contract trading. We talked about the discipline cycle workshop, and we'll do 2 more next week, Tuesday and Thursday. If you want more information about our entry rules, our entry patterns, our routine, some good fundamental knowledge about how we trade the markets, guys, the beginner's course is made for you. And if you want more information about lifetime membership with the advanced course, open code indicators, free charts, and free data, drop us an email, sales@schooloftrade.com. Had a great Thursday. Hoping to close out the week on a good note tomorrow, guys. For Friday, we got non-farm payrolls, that big event tomorrow on Friday. Don't miss a tick tomorrow, guys. Have a great weekend. Have a great afternoon. We'll see you guys tomorrow after the week. Bye-bye for now.